Hello, my name is Pumpkin, and we're going to talk about something that is extremely close to home for me, in case too close, if I would call it. We're going to talk about the tornado that hit my hometown of Bryan County. So the classification for this tornado was an Ef4 tornado, though some people disagree and believe it should have been classified under an Ef3 because of the 3-mile-an-hour difference in classification. It destroyed a neighborhood and the park in my hometown alongside our mayor's office or government building or whatever. Secondly, one person was hurt, 12 people were injured. The winds were about 185 miles an hour, so, tornado, terrifying. This happened on April 5th, 2022, and I'm going to talk about, my experience with that tornado because I was 17, I think, when this happened. And I'm going to talk about what I remember from it personally, because I wasn't in its direct line of passage, but I was 5 miles, so I did get some of the wind. So that day, it kind of started, I didn't notice anything of the day, because I was a very indoor person, so that day, I didn't notice anything. I didn't notice a weather change, I didn't know if it was hot, cold, I didn't know that. So, I was home alone, my parents had gone to work, because they both work full-time. I was sitting at my computer with my friend, who I live with now, lovely, and my friend had been through another tornado, basically. So, while I was at my desk, my phone went off, and my hometown did not have sirens. I don't care where you read this, we did not have sirens. Bryan County did not have sirens before this tornado. I don't know if they do now, because I moved out, but, Missouri, actually, ironically, but we did not have sirens, and I had never heard a tornado siren before. The only time I'd heard one was on TV. I'd never heard one in person. So, I was sitting at my desk playing my video games, and my phone went off, and it said, tornado warning. I didn't know what that meant, so I was playing with my buddy again, like I said, my roommate, and I said, oh my god, tornado warning. That just means we're on watch, probably. And he was like, no, wait a minute. Is it warning or watch? I said, warning. Why? He's like, that means there is one on the ground in your area. You need to go take shelter somewhere. I didn't know what to do. My family did not have any kind of safe room for tornadoes. We had never taught tornado drills because where I had lived personally was never a threat. It was never a threat. Me and my mom had watched them on TV, so I kind of had a vague idea of what to do. Go to an inner room of the house without any windows or anything. So I got the pets and I went to my dad's closet. I was sitting in there and, I was terrified. I had gotten a phone call from my dad, so I picked up. I said, hello. He goes, I heard there's something going on. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? I said, yeah. And the phone dropped. For some reason, the phone lines had dropped. So everybody, So from my dad's point of view, he was asking, what's going on, tornado. And suddenly the line dropped for his kid. And he was pissed when he got home. He ripped that front door and goes, what are you doing? Why did you hang up on me? Why did you hang up on me? I said, I didn't hang up. You hung up on me. Turns out, phone lines dropped. So, my house was fine, personally. My neighborhood, my little cove area was fine. 5 miles down the road, however, we went down to go assess damage because we were curious because, it had gone through. And we were, we wanted to know. Because me and my mom had always watched the Weather Channel. We'd always been interested in tornadoes in a way. But we never thought it would come to our hometown. Because in our part of Georgia, they just weren't a thing. But we went down the road, and at first it seemed all normal, but then you started seeing the trees, and they were, turned. Like, the wind had turned this tree and ripped it to start going this way. It wasn't off. Some of the trees were ripped off. Others were just turned really aggressively. On the ground, you saw, debris. You saw pieces of housing. You saw pieces of trees. You could definitely see where a majority of it had ripped through, because when we drove through that area, there was just a very clear line going one way. And on the sides of the road, there were people, no one was on the ground or anything. I didn't see anybody hurt, personally. But as we kept driving, again, you could see the damages, the trees, the housing, and then we went by Hendricks Park, and it was gone. In a way, some houses still stood, most did not. You can look at aerial damages of this. I might pop them on screen, I might not, we'll see. But the aerial damage of Hendricks Park was nuts. The gym was gone. A bunch of houses were gone. And luckily, this was in the middle of the day. So, like I said, everybody was at work or out doing something. So, a lot of people were not as hurt as they could have been if everybody was home. I feel like it would have been so much worse if everybody was home. Again, like I said, we did have one person pass away. It was an older lady. The community did come together to help rebuild, though, with Lanier Elementary School. I called it LPS growing up because that's where I did after-school care, but it was closed down and no longer being used as an elementary. When that tornado had happened, they had turned it into a, hey, if you need help, you need somewhere to stay, if your house got destroyed, come stay here. We'll have food and water and anything you guys need. So luckily everybody came together for that. That wasn't too big of a problem on our community end. But from what I heard, it is 2026. Before, like I said, I moved out about a year and a half ago. So I haven't seen my hometown, but the government building has finally been put back. The golf course. There was a place called Bogey's Golf Course. You can find the video. There's a guy sitting there, oh my god, tornado! And the roof just goes, meow, just off. And he still stands there. I don't know. Man is braver than me. But, you know, the roof got ripped off. I don't remember if it was torn all the way down from the tornado or if it had to be torn down because of the damages from the tornado. I don't remember which. But anyway, yeah. So that's what I personally remember from that. I'm surprised I don't see a lot more videos on it with the weather community being super into tornadoes and everything. I've looked. The only videos I honestly find on that tornado were, like, the news broadcasters. And that's about it. But you can there's some decent footage of it out there because people were coming home because, you know, either A, people were getting off work, or B, they had heard about it and they were trying to get home to see what was going on, which was fair. Like, overall, it was a very freaky experience. It was terrifying, because the worst part about it, in my book, was when I was in that closet, I was like, oh my god, I don't know if this is coming for me. And it's terrifying, because I knew the damages they were capable of, and I knew, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm just gonna sit here and go, wee, if anything happens. So, but, yeah, I mean, my hometown is recovered now from said tornado, so everything is, like, dandy, I guess, in a way. But still, I don't know if we have sirens installed now or not. I really don't know. I could not tell you. The only people I keep in contact from my hometown are, like, 3 people. I don't know. On that tornado. I was luckier in that encounter, but still, not everybody was, so we gotta be mindful of that. I don't know how to do outros, so I'm just gonna say, love you, bye, thank you for watching. See ya!